Good evening, Melbourne, from everyone here at Channel 41 News. Reporter Kemp Brockman is reporting from behind the CEO of Pear Incorporated, Joe Winata. Can you fill us in on the situation over there?
Thanks for that, Luke. I'm standing outside the front of CEO of Pear Inc., Joe Windadia's house. After the recent racial discrimination stories just broke of them allegedly firing employees due to their race. Not much more to report on now. Back to you in the studio, Luke.
Thanks for that, Lockie. This has been the third instance of racial discrimination in the past 5 months. Not only has the issue been affecting the management of the company, it has also affected the market share for Pear to drop. Wait. Not only has the issue been affecting the management of the company, it has also affected the market share.
Okay, Chris. I'm sick and tired of our company being in the spotlight for all the bad reasons. This has been the third time in the past 5 months that an employee has left us and tried to sue us for racial allegations. I feel like we're doing something wrong, but I've got no idea what we're doing wrong. Do you have anything in mind that can help us in any way?
Yeah, I find that the racism within the workplace is unacceptable and needs to be stamped out. To promote individuals to discourage racism in both individuals and organisations, certain actions would need to take place. Actions I would like to see take place is a statement from the CEO addressing the issue in discouraging racism. This action would lead to individuals within the business with the hope that they will listen and stop to what has been happening, which has been really disappointing for our company. Another action that I would like to see take place is to make it noted in the employee's contract that they need to be willing and accepting of all individuals of all races and religion. A key risk with this may be that the individuals see this as a threat and not want it to be a part of the company as a result of this.
Okay, Chris, we made quite a bit of progress for this meeting, so I want you to go out there and think of new strategies that we could try and employ to tackle this racial issue. So I'll be expecting to hear from you by the end of the week.
Yeah, that's fine. No worries.
See you then.
Thanks for that.
Thanks for that.
2 hours later.
Yeah, so I was just watching Scott Lucas kick 7 goals in a quarter highlights. It helps calm me down after all these recent racial allegations against us.
So I have been speaking with the CEO about these racial allegations, and we've come up with a couple of strategies. Have you seen all the news reports and announcements that's been on the TV and all?
I have, and I've actually been paying attention to the stock. As you can see, it is just going down, down, down. Not only that, our staff turnover is getting worse. We're getting more and more customer complaints as a result of this racial discrimination, and to be honest, I feel like we need to do something, but I don't know what to do. I think we should maybe interview some of the employees and see if they have any good ideas.
That's a good idea.
3 weeks later.
So, Luke, thanks for coming in today. Chris and I have asked you to come in because, as you know, that Pear's recently gone through a bit of a racial discrimination scandal, cases against us, and we just want to clear the image of the company up, and I was wondering if you had any solutions to this issue.
Yeah, well, look, I'm just really disappointed with the way employees are not being more accepting of other religions and races. I mean, I'm a religious man, so personally it's affecting me quite a bit.
Oh, do you have any solutions to this issue?
Yeah, there is one that I want Pears to try and consider. I mean, I want employees to work in diverse groups, so that without people of other races and religions, I mean, so that they can learn to work more cooperatively together and have less outcasts in our organisation.
Perfect. In terms of planning, do you plan on this being a long-term plan or a short-term plan?
Well, this is a long-term solution because it's something that will improve the organisation as a whole, like over a period of time. However, it's not going to happen overnight, but hopefully it will just teach employees to treat.
And what risks do you reckon are involved in that?
So the main risk for this action would be that employees can't be monitored 24/7, so it's a little hard for us to sort of keep track of what they're doing when there's no supervisors there, so that's probably the main issue.
How do you think we will be able to evaluate the success of your solution and really measure how the impact it has had on our organisation?
Yeah, well, I reckon by the amount of complaints that we're receiving from employees, so if there is a reduction in the amount of complaints, then it's clearly been successful, but if not, then we'll have to try and reconsider and do something else about it,
Well, thank you so much for your time, Luke. I
Yeah,
really appreciate
no
it. Have
problem.
a lovely day.
Thanks,
Problem.
Luke.
Yeah, alright, see you later.
6 hours later.
Look, speaking to our employees, especially Luke, it's really given me a couple of innovative ideas and inspired me, and I feel like I've got a good possible solution to this issue.
So what would be one of your solutions to the issue?
Look, I want to empower positive attitudes towards culture diversity, not just internally in our organisation. I'm talking externally as well. I want to show the world that Pear, the innovative technological company, is right up there with the 21st century models.
Awesome.
So to do that, I want to undertake a massive marketing campaign. I want to paint the towns. I want to show everybody that we do not stand for racism, that these recent allegations are not true, and that we are proudly against racism, stand against racism.
That'd be in the long term, short term?
You know, it's a long-term strategic plan. I'm feeling like it will take several years to take. Rome wasn't built in a day, of course. So it might take a while, but I believe it is worth it in the long run because we're losing employees, they're getting fed up with all these allegations,
Yep.
and the consumers as well, the customers, they want to buy from a company that is ethical.
Any risks associated in doing so?
Well, there might be a few costs involved in just obviously advertising and doing all that, but I really do feel like the risks, outweigh the means. Like the means are much more bigger, and yeah.
Any way we could evaluate if this is successful or not?
I feel like an easy way to evaluate is just, look at percentage of market share, because currently we're losing to some of the other big electronics consumers. So by looking at how market share is growing as a result of that, or even looking at, number of customer complaints, if there's less complaints, or even staff complaints, staff turnover, just to see whether internally and externally this positive attitude towards cultural diversity is reaching both staff and customers.
That's awesome.
3 weeks later.
Press, any questions?
I've got a question, Mr. CEO. I was wondering if you had any response to the recent allegations about the allegedly sacked workers based on their race. Any response?
First off, I'd like to issue an apology on behalf of Pear Incorporation. I know that our employees have been suffering through this dilemma, and I will personally try to make it I will personally do everything in my power to resolve this situation as quickly as possible and make the workplace more comfortable for our current employees.
Next question, please.
You were talking about how your company was wanting to make changes for the employees. How and what would you do to make that work?
So in relation to providing employees with a comfort,
I've got a question, Mr.
we
CEO.
aim to provide all our
I was
current
wondering
employees
if you had
with
any
education about
response
racism
to the
and
recent
how to prevent it.
allegations about
So
the
first of all,
allegedly
I've signed
sacked
a
workers
contract
based
with
on
the
their
campaign
race.
Racism It Stops With
Any
Me.
response?
This will hopefully help our company provide intervention strategies such as group meetings to discuss controversial topics in the workplace such as ignorant attitudes and diversity discrimination. Pear Incorporation has signed a contract for the next 5 years, making this a long-term strategy to combat racism in the workplace. Another small-scale event organized by Pear Inc. is the Cultural Diversity Day that we will host once every month. This aims to increase understanding of other cultures and hopefully develop more mutual friendships with colleagues within the workplace.
Okay, so now boys, now that we're all done, all we need to do is go out there, achieve the objectives and execute the action plan.